everyone, what is going on? So we have another shoutcast for you today, this time focusing on Raikou. I'm not sure if it's the Shadow Raikou, we'll have to see, as well as Shadow Machamp and Gengar, so let's see what happens. Very interesting team, I mean definitely with the Raikou, right? So I am very excited to see how it works. I know it has access to Volt Switch, I believe, and then Thunder Shock, so we'll have to see what moveset this Raikou has, but it's definitely going to be very exciting to see. Raikou, definitely a solid pick. This is for the Great League. You know, I did want to try one out for the Master League. Honestly, I don't have one invested. I don't have the rare candy. I do have one invested for the Great League, so if I like it, maybe I'll try it out, right? But anyway, Gengar is going to shield that attack coming in from the Azumel and go for the Shadow Ball. Now, will the shield come out from the Azumel or will the Azumel go down? We'll have to find out. Looks like the Azumel will decide to shield that. Nice shield. Charge attack coming out. This Gengar will allow it and probably bring in the Raikou. So Ice Beam coming out. It will knock out that Gengar. Yes. In comes this Raikou. Looks like it has Thunder Shock, so it is a Shadow variant as well. I don't have the Shadow variant invested in. I only have the regular one, and this Raikou has massive amounts of energy going for the Thunderbolt. Oh no, the Wild Charge, just outright knocking out Skarmory one hit. In comes Superior, out comes Shadow Machamp. Double Shadow, this is absolutely incredible. Charge attack coming out. You probably save it, or do you use it? I guess you use it. Going to be an Aerial Ace, so beautiful shield. Going for a Cross Chop. This Cross Chop is going to do a good amount of damage to the Superior. Not going to knock it out. Can this Machamp feint it down before another charge attack comes out? Looks like it can. Really awesome. In comes that Azumel. Azumel going to be hit with a resisted Cross Chop, but that's okay. Still, I mean, you have the Raikou in the back. Plus, this counter damage probably could just finish it off. No, an Ice Beam coming out. This will knock out the Shadow Machamp, but again, it doesn't matter. The Thunder Shocks from Raikou will be enough to finish the job. Actually, he just has a Wild Charge anyway. So this Wild Charge will knock out that Azumel. Beautiful game. Love seeing it. Love the Shadow Raikou. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Raikou to begin with, let alone Shadow Raikou, right? So really squishy, but at the same time really powerful. Now, I do like Shadow Zapdos as well for the Great League, but not as much nowadays because of Galarian Stunfisk. But the Raikou can kind of get around that with Shadow Ball. So anyway, the opponent switches into Lantern. Gengar goes out for the Machamp. So this Machamp going to town with counter. Look how much damage that Lantern took already. Lantern is going to be shielded, so does shield that Thunderbolt. Going for a Cross Chop. Will the Lantern return the favor and shield as well? It's a possibility, but the count, no, not going to. So this Machamp probably could just farm down. Shadow Machamp is an absolute monster, able to just farm that down. In comes is the opponent's own Shadow Machamp, but the Cross Chop is coming through. Will it connect? It's not going to knock it out. It is not going to connect, so the opposing Shadow Machamp might farm down. Yeah, going to be able to farm down, but it did take a lot of damage, but it has a lot of energy. In comes Gengar. Gengar going for a Shadow Punch. So this Shadow Punch, is it going to connect? It will be enough to knock out Gengar. It is not going to connect. And this Machamp is going for what I assume to be a Rock Slide, going to do a massive amount of damage to Gengar, going to shield it from the Gengar side. In comes Abomasnow, so Abomasnow going to probably be hit with an attack. Weather Ball, not going to be enough to knock out Gengar, even though it is squishy. Maybe it would have knocked out Haunter. Oh, it actually almost knocks it out. Wow, it did more than I thought, I guess. For some reason, I thought it wouldn't do that much. But in comes Raikou. Raikou going to be hit with the Weather Ball. This is not good. Let's see how much this does. This might knock it out, honestly. I don't know. No, actually, Raikou able to take that. Probably would have knocked out a Shadow Zapdos. So it looks like this Shadow Raikou going for the Shadow Ball. The Shadow Ball will definitely be knocking out this Abomasnow, as it does. So in comes that Machamp. Cannot get to a Wild Charge. Machamp does knock out the Raikou. But that was a very good game as well. I mean, it was very close, right? Very close. So the next game is going to be, okay, a Gengar versus a Melmetal. So let's see if this Melmetal wants to stay in. Rock Slide will do a lot of damage. It looks like Melmetal is staying in. I honestly don't know how this matchup goes. Gengar going for that Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball going to do a lot to Melmetal. Will the Melmetal shield? It will. That may have honestly knocked it out. Switching into Hypno. Wow. Oh, the confusions do a lot. If you're the Gengar, you may want to get out, although Shadow Punch is coming through. Not going to be enough to knock it out. Oh, getting the shield, though. That's really awesome. Switching into Machamp. Wow. that may have been a mistake. You definitely don't want to go into Machamp against the Confusion user, so perhaps a misclick. Totally fine, totally understandable. And the Machamp goes down. That's really unfortunate. But he still has 2 shields for the Shadow Raikou, so we'll have to see. Taking a lot from Confusion, going to charge up. You have to shield this. Could have thrown the Wild Charge before forcing the shield, but I guess he wants to charge up extra energy, which makes sense. Is he going for the Wild Charge? No, it looks like he's going straight Shadow Ball. I guess he doesn't want to get debuffed, which also makes sense. Although maybe you could Wild Charge and then switch out. The switch time is not up, so I guess you couldn't do that right now. In comes Melmetal. Melmetal going to be hit with a Charge Attack, but it throws its attack first. Shadow Raikou going to use its final shield. Superpower, going to have to throw the attack. No, switching into Gengar to catch the attack. Beautiful switch. This could be Superpower, probably not even enough to knock out Gengar. No, not even close. In comes Azumel. Okay, this Raikou has energy. Going for the Shadow Punch. This will get the Azumel. Well, it's not going to do too much for the Azumel, I guess, or to the Azumel. But I guess it adds up. 1 Wild Charge, honestly, going to be enough, though. You have to go for it. No, charging up a little bit of extra energy. Nice play, because you want to have a Wild Charge for the Melmetal. Going for the Wild Charge. This, again, will knock it out, no doubt about it. In comes that Melmetal. Melmetal is going to be hit with a Charge Attack, and this Charge Attack is going to definitely take out this Melmetal, no doubt about it. So Shadow Raikou coming in clutch. It makes me want to try out Shadow Raikou, to be honest with you. I don't have the rare candy to invest in a second move or anything, but it's definitely tempting. It's definitely tempting, although I did invest in my Shadow Zapdos, which again is a good Pokemon, but it's also kind of risky because Galarian Stunfisk is in the meta. But yeah, anyway, really impressive. So Gengar lead versus Banette. Okay, Banette is a Pokemon you don't see too often, so it's taking a lot of damage, but at the same time it's dishing out a lot of damage. So Shadow Punch coming out. This will be enough to KO that squishy Banette. I mean, Shadow Banette obviously a possibility as well, but the opponent's is not a Shadow variant. Now Banette will go for a Charge Attack. Gengar can shield this and farm down. Going to be a Shadow Ball. That would have easily knocked out Gengar. Gengar able to win that lead. Also took a shield, although it gave up a shield, but it's totally worth it. In comes Chandelure. Is this a triple ghost team? This is not the Halloween Cup, man. It's totally fine. Sometimes you just want to go in with your favorite Pokemon. Totally fine. So Chandelure knocks out the Gengar. What is coming in? Those counters are resisted from Shadow Machamp. So this is actually kind of a tricky spot. You do want to bring in that Shadow Raikou, though, I guess, at this point. Maybe going for the Shadow Ball. I mean, Wild Charge. What I would do is go for the Wild Charge to knock out the Chandelure and then switch. I think that is the play. But it looks like he's just going for the Shadow Ball. Both would have knocked out the Chandelure easily, but I guess he didn't want to debuff himself right now. Not wanting to switch. Looks like it's going to be a Drift Blimp, so a full Ghost team. So maybe a theme team. You love to see it. Really exciting. Awesome team coming in from the opponent. So Wild Charge, definitely enough to knock out. So really well played to both trainers. Love seeing that Halloween-themed Ghost-type Pokemon. Ghost types, definitely some of my favorite Pokemon. Not my favorites, but some of my favorites. I absolutely love them. But who knows? I mean, you probably won't see triple Ghost during the Halloween Cup either, but you never know. You never know. But jumping into I want to say the final game. I think it's the final game. So it's going to be that Gengar lead versus this Hypno. Okay, both are doing super effective damage, but Hypno does definitely outpace in terms of damage. However, the Shadow Punch is no joke. It is going to be super effective, as we've decided, right? It is super effective. So Hypno does shield. Switching into Raikou, not switching into that Machamp this time, although Confusion still does a tremendous amount to this Shadow Raikou because it is really squishy. Psyshock, okay, not every day that you see a Psyshock on a Hypno, but definitely a relevant move. Looks like he has 2 Wild Charge, going for 1 right now. This will be enough to knock out that Hypno. If Hypno shields, you can go for a second one. It does shield. Going for that second one, this will definitely be picking up the knockout on Hypno. Wild Charge does not lower your attack. It lowers your defense, so it will not lower the attack of that Raikou. In comes the Grass-type Meganium, definitely able to farm down. What do you bring in? You bring in the Gengar. Okay, so Gengar is probably going to be hit. Yeah, going to be hit with a Frenzy Plant, which... Oh, going to be shielded. Okay, very interesting. I guess the Gengar wants to get to the Shadow Ball. Switching into Bastiodon. Okay, here comes the Machamp. Here we go. Shadow Machamp absolutely going to town. Going for the cross chop. Not even clicking on it. Under farming. It still might knock out. No, not even close to knocking out. Oh, does this Oh, because of that, Bastiodon gets to a move. So perhaps not the best undercharge. But at the end of the day, that didn't even knock out Machamp. You know what? It actually makes sense because he doesn't want the opposing Pokemon to farm down. He doesn't want the Meganium to be able to farm down and have a lot of energy. So that was actually a really good play. It wouldn't have mattered because Gengar would have won CMP versus Meganium and he had a Shadow Ball. But I saw what he was doing there and it was actually a good play. It actually did matter because the Meganium didn't die from that Shadow Ball. So really well played. Definitely really well played. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. See you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.